Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is going to be a long trial, as you can
In
tell.
what's been called the trial of the century, O.J. Simpson seemed to face an unsurmountable battle.
I've never seen so much evidence against someone in a case that's gone to trial as there was against O.J. Simpson, ever.
Enter the so-called Dream Team, Simpson's all-star defense,
That'll be interesting, I think.
including Johnny Cochran, Robert Shapiro, F. Lee Bailey, Alan Dershowitz, and of course his most trusted ally, Robert Kardashian. They shift the focus to the Los Angeles Police Department. The strategy?
Mark Furman?
Accuse the police of framing Simpson, mishandling, even planting evidence.
Detective Furman, did you plant or manufacture any evidence in this case? Have you ever falsified a police report? Was the testimony that you gave truthful?
It is an argument that resonates with the mostly black jury, especially the explosive audio of lead detective Mark Furman spouting racist slurs like this.
First thing, anything out of a mouth for the first 5 or 6 sentences is a lie.
Mark Furman is a lying, perjuring, genocidal racist.
The defense sent the jurors' heads spinning.
The defense, in essence, put bad policemen, racist policemen, on trial.
They put the whole police department on trial.
Simpson's attorneys even tried to put his slain ex-wife's reputation on trial, portraying her as a party girl.
These ladies would go out 2, 3, 4 nights a week and stay out till 5 o'clock in the morning. They do whatever they would do.
Simpson did the same in his deposition.
I was told about them all doing drugs at a place called a Monkey Bar.
Mr. Darden?
But perhaps the defense's biggest win is the prosecution's biggest blunder. They ask him to try on the bloody glove found at the scene of the crime. Nearly everyone knows what happens next.
You having a problem placing the glove on his hand?
What were you thinking as you watched this spectacle?
I think the word spectacle is perfect. He had latex gloves on. He was trying on a glove that had been soaked in blood, and he would hold the glove, and he did this. It wasn't yanking at the glove, it was... So, of course, he couldn't get it on.
Author Larry Schiller says there may be another more cunning explanation, that Simpson had arthritis, swelling of the joints, and stopped taking his anti-inflammatory medicine a month before trying on the gloves.
Nobody knows whether it made his hands a little bigger or not.
That bloody glove becomes a rhyming rallying cry for the defense.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
With those iconic words ringing in their ears, the jury makes its decision after nearly 9 months of testimony and not even 4 hours of deliberation.
On this shift, we'll take you right through the verdict.
The jury in the O.J. Simpson case has reached a verdict.
Mr. Simpson has now come back to the courtroom.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of...
Tell me about that moment.
Shock, disbelief. How could they possibly heard all of that evidence and in a handful of hours said, not guilty?
Kim Goldman's sobs fill the courtroom. This is now an indelible image from that time.
Yeah, I'm sad for her. I remember that feeling.
What was the feeling?
Betrayed and just devastated. I just felt like we let my brother down.
Kris Jenner, Robert Kardashian's ex-wife, remembers watching his face as the verdict was announced.
I think he was shocked. He was definitely stunned. I mean, you could look at his face and see it, known him my entire life. I know that, like, he was floored that that was the verdict.
Coffin's fooled the mindless mass.
For the nation, the reaction to the verdict is sharply divided along racial lines. You could see white Americans shocked and in disbelief, contrasted with the jubilation of black Americans celebrating the acquittal of O.J. Simpson.
I think a lot of African Americans were focusing less on the evidence against O.J. Simpson and more on the fact that they felt that this case exposed ongoing problems with policing. And as a result, they didn't want these police officers to win.
What was it like to see O.J. Simpson walk out of that courtroom a free man?
Disgusting.
And take a look at this video of an impromptu celebration at Simpson's house. A jubilant Simpson rejoicing at his acquittal.
Yes!
Here he is hugging best friend and Bronco driver A.C. Cowling. He even mocks live television news reports.
Prosecution team, let the killers get away.
For Kim Goldman, the sight of O.J. Simpson as a free man is unbearable. One day, she is driving through a parking lot and stops when she sees him.
And I sat there and I revved the engine and I white-knuckled the steering wheel and I thought, oh my gosh, nobody's around. I could totally take him out.
But instead of vengeance, the Goldman family decides to seek justice again in, of all places, another courtroom. They file a wrongful death lawsuit against Simpson. In a surprise, they lay all their hopes on low-profile 42-year-old Daniel Petrocelli, a business attorney.
This was not your area of expertise, wrongful death.
I was not a criminal lawyer.
This press conference is his first time speaking to reporters ever.
We think that when all is said and done...
You describe having an anxiety attack.
A full-scale anxiety attack. I couldn't swallow. That's when I knew I was in over my head.
Before the news cameras, perhaps.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony...
But when the deposition cameras start rolling...
So help you God?
I do.
Petrocelli is in his natural habitat, locked on his target.